So, since you said that there is a lot of scope yet for a Gen Z ecosystem, and you've done a lot of, three options statements, let me start by asking you, if you were to choose a state which has truly developed a good Gen Z ecosystem, would it be Maharashtra, Telangana, or Gujarat?
You know my answer.
Okay, let's leave out Telangana because you'll be
my
biased.
Fiduciary responsibility, of course.
Karnataka, Maharashtra, Gujarat.
I'd say each of them have their strengths, but I'd say for Gen Z, I think Bangalore continues to remain the favorite. Without a question, I think it beats Maharashtra and Gujarat. I think most of you are Mumbaikars, you'll hate me for saying this, but Bangalore wins hands down, even though I'm sitting in Mumbai and talking to you.
What are we saying about this Mumbai? Best Gen Z ecosystem is in Bangalore and not in Mumbai?
Up your quotient, you can certainly compete with not Bangalore, but in fact, Mumbai has the ability to beat Silicon Valley. Why not?
Okay. What does Mr. Drummer think about it?
I think he's a Bangalore guy. Thank you.
Okay. Who's a good Gen Z neta, according to you? Is it Mr. Modi? Is it Rahul Gandhi? Is it, and I'm not going to mention anyone from your party or you, is it Revant Reddy?
Well, I'd say सबके सब बूढ़े हैं, तो तीनों भी Gen Z नहीं है. सारे के सारे बूढ़े हैं. Gen Z is beyond 97, yeah. They should have been born beyond 97.
But you can be a neta who appeals to Gen Z, no?
Say, put it that way. Then I think I'd say, right now, I only have three choices.
Yes, only three choices.
Only three?
Only three.
Caught between devil and deep sea. I don't know who to choose. So I'll probably play it safe and say Narendra Modi.
Okay, if you had to give a fourth option of your own, who would you say?
I think in our country,
yes, in
India,
our country, yes.
I'd say that appeals to Gen Z.
Who you think has got the pulse of Gen Z right?
My friend Conrad Sangma, the Meghalaya Chief Minister, he plays very good guitar. I think he appeals to Gen Z more than any other politician because he's a very, very cool politician. I think
you want to take a shot at it? I mean, if you want to be cool and accept it.
Unfortunately, I can't. I'm very bad.
Okay, tell me this. Why is it that politics, even now, despite the fact that, you've got young people like yourself, people who've been educated abroad, people who are bringing a lot of, a very corporate background into politics, still has a very old boys club sort of image. Why is that?
I mean, I think the question goes back to what you were saying a few minutes ago, the choices we have today. Unfortunately, a few, but it can be changed because especially after the advent of social media, we see unfiltered, unedited, direct, unadulterated feedback coming to us because otherwise, politics is not only an old boys club, politics is also a club of psychophancy and psychophants, unfortunately. So with social media's advent, I think the kind of feedback we've all been getting, the kind of direct, unfiltered feedback we've been getting is truly going to change India's politics in the next 10 years. That's something I truly believe. So let us talk probably another 5 years and 10 years from now and you'll realize that politics will have a lot of these youngsters also joining in, either directly or indirectly. I don't mean not everybody will become an MP or MLA, but at least they'll start participating in the process. They'll start taking more active interest because end of the day, politics decides your future. I mean, आपके मोहल्ले में रोड बनना है कि नहीं, आपके यहाँ जो एक मोहल्ला क्लिनिक बनाना है उसका मतलब किस कदर बनाना होगा, कैसे बनाना होगा. All these things ultimately, I think, have to be determined by us participating. Today, I don't see urban voters and Gen Z really participating in voting, but I'm hopeful that once they start participating actively, things will change. It won't remain an old boys club. We'll have a lot of infusion of youngsters as well.
This immediate feedback, social media feedback, can also be a double-edged sword. It can be enlightening, but it can be rather nasty. Has there been something which you thought was just like, okay, great feedback, but was really raw, honest, and perhaps a little cruel?
Yeah, when I give a terrible speech, I'm told directly कि आज का speech बहुत घटिया था, बहुत सीधा बोल देते हैं. So that's all right. That's perfectly fine because see, it's better to be told directly onto your face कि कुछ गड़बड़ है, rather than just living in your own fool's paradise thinking everything you do is absolutely brilliant. So I would any day want unfiltered, fresh, raw feedback and get unadulterated content directly from the my voters, my.
What did you say so wrong in that speech कि बिल्कुल घटिया ही बोल दिया किसी ने आकर के?
नहीं पता नहीं यार किसी को पसंद नहीं आया होगा होता है ना. I mean not everything. See, I just said Bangalore is a better ecosystem. I'm sure Mumbai guys wouldn't like it. So you know when somebody sees that and especially media is very notorious for playing only those clips that they like. I'm not saying you NDTV, but I'm just saying, you know. So
no,
what
wait till you go and check your Twitter feed. There'll be some people there saying, "क्या घटिया बात थी ये."
शायद कुछ
Mumbai
होगा.
is way better than this.
शायद even my kids actually don't spare me. So when I say something which isn't very interesting or which is a bit cliche, they're on my case. So.
What is the most honest thing you said your children grill you the most? What's been the most cruel thing that your children have said to you?
Cruel?
Cruel. Because children can be cruel. And they're unfiltered because they are children, so.
Absolutely. Well, you know, last night I was asking my daughter, she's 16. So I was asking my daughter, what do Gen Z kids want to, you know, want a politician to say? She simply said, well, she was being kind to me personally, but she said, you know, I don't think Gen Z really likes politicians, is what she said. Like, obviously, as you can see. So therefore, you know, it's okay, I understand. But what they need to understand also is that everything that they do right now, or everything that, you know, they do from the time they get up till the time they go to bed, including GSTs and, you know, everything that affects their life, day-to-day life, are the decisions taken by politicians. So they better start getting involved, they better start paying attention.
You know, you spoke about the journey of your party. Obviously, it was born of a revolution.
Yes.
And at the forefront was your party, the TRS at that time. But the lifeblood was the youth of Telangana, the youngest people then. What happened? How is it that you stormed into power 10 years ago, 11 years ago, and then equally unceremoniously, if I may use the word,
Not really.
you were ousted from power?
No, not
Why?
really. I'll tell you why.
Did the youth reject you?
No.
Did you not
10 years.
figure out what the youth Gen Z of Telangana wanted?
I'll tell you what. 10 years we were in government, we've been given an opportunity to serve. We did really well. And when we lost in 2023, it was not unceremonious. The difference between the victor and who came runner-up, which is us, was hardly 1.8%, which is about 4 lakh votes. There's nothing unceremonious about a loss in politics. Ultimately, end of the day, you have to take it in your stride. You have to reflect. You have to introspect. You have to come out with, what probably course corrective steps that you have to do. So one of the reasons could be that the youngsters in Telangana probably did not get what they want, possibly in the sense of the number of jobs we created in private sector versus the number of jobs that got created in government sector. We did not publicize well. And on the other hand, you had my opponent, Congress, which literally promised the moon. They promised 10 grams of gold in every marriage to a young lady's family. They promised scooties to young women who would go to college. They promised the moon, literally. I mean, it would probably take the budget of 4 states, 4 southern states, to deliver on all the promises that they made, but people bought into it. That's why the difference was 1.8%, and we lost by a whisker. And I don't see it as a unceremonious loss whatsoever.
Okay, but this was good communication.
I think perception management, politics is about 3 kinds of management: people management, perception management, and also alignment of expectation management. So I think we failed possibly on one of the 3.
So which politician, according to you, does the best in perception management? Revant Reddy, I'll give you options, or you want to go straight off the bat?
I think I'll go with Barack Obama. Play it safe and go with Barack Obama.
No, it has to be based in India.
Because you're reeling me back into Indian politics, and you're pitting one of my opponents against the other. So I really don't.
No, but the people here, they want to hear from you about Indian politics because this is what they engage with.
ठीक.
So.
बताइए, choice बताइए.
अच्छा, choice. Perception management, Arvind Kejriwal, Revant Reddy. Can I give more than 3 choices?
5 ले लीजिए.
Narendra Modi, Rahul Gandhi, and I think I'll go with 4.
See, I'll tell you what. India में मैं 40 साल से मैं politics follow कर रहा हूँ और देख रहा हूँ closely. Indian politics is about, Indian elections are about 90% of the time about rejection. अगर आप पसंद नहीं तो किसी और के पास जाएंगे. Ultimately किसी को हटाना है तब जाके दूसरी तरफ देखेंगे. सिर्फ 10% of the time people look for a new hope, new wave. that which happened in the case of TRS, which happened in the case of AAP, which happened in the case of BJP, etc., etc. Otherwise, it's a status quoist kind of a politics. So, in terms of perception management, if you ask me, in the last 11 years, I'll confine myself to the last 11, 12 years, I'll say that Prime Minister Modi has done exceptionally well, even though, if you ask me in terms of what he has delivered to the nation, not much, but in terms of perception management, in terms of how, he gave this impression that he's done enough and more. Because, let me remind you, he promised that India will become a 5 trillion economy by 2022. Did not happen. He promised a home to every poor in India. Did not happen. He promised a null to every home. Did not happen. He promised 2 crore jobs to every year in the last 11 years. Did not happen. But he still continues to win. That means he's doing something right, which I believe is perception management and probably a little bit of media management as well.
Really? 11 years purely on perception management?
I would say so. And primordial emotion management, if I may also add.
Emotional management?
Primordial emotion management.
Primordial emotion. Would you care to elaborate on that?
Well, simple. Ultimately क्या होता है ना, जब मैं चाइना की बात करता हूँ, जापान की बात करता हूँ, अगर कहता हूँ कि अगर चाइना ने 40 साल में हमसे 5 गुना जो ग्रोथ दिखाया, इंडिया में क्यों नहीं होता है? सिंपल सीधी बात है. चाइना तो फोकस्ड है यूएस पे, उसको चाहिए कि दुनिया में बेस्ट बनना है, बट हम किस चीज़ पे फोकस्ड है? मंदिर मस्जिद वाली झगड़ा में कौन क्या खा रहा है, क्या पी रहा है, कैसे कपड़े पहन रहा है, क्या कैसे भाषा बोल रहा है, etc., etc. So what happens is, when you bring these primordial emotions to the fore, and that takes center stage over everything else, none of the promises that you made have worked, none of the promises that you made have been delivered, but still you win elections because election के time आपको याद दिलाया जाता है 80, 20, etc., etc., and that
पर उन्होंने अगर 11 साल तक ये मैनेज किया है, this could be your हम करके दिखाएंगे moment.
See, ultimately, I'll tell you what. End of the day, you can fool all the people sometimes. Some people all the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. So there will come a time when people will see through all these perception managements and media managements and will pick the right choices.
Now you're out of power. I want to ask you a final question. When did you have your, that moment of reckoning where you said, ये हम करके दिखाएंगे moment, you might be out of power, but you will be able to bounce back?
Well, 2 things. One, today if you look at Telangana politics, I already see the triple R playing. Not triple R the movie, but triple R, factor. Recall, regret and revolt. Recall is already happening. People are already recalling how better our government was vis-a-vis the current Congress government. Regret is also being seen that गलती हो गई, फिर इनको वापस लाना है. मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ 1-2 साल में रिवोल्ट भी शुरू हो जाएगा और 5वीं साल में हम लोग वापस आ जाएंगे. Revolt as in not.
I hope you're not telling people to hit the streets कि Gen Z रास्ते पे आओ.
Not like Gen Z and Nepal. No, I'm not talking about that. That might also happen if governments actually fail. I'm also forewarning you on that. Because what happened in Nepal recently was nothing but suppression of democracy, was suppression of the voice of Gen Z. Initially, even the media mocked when the Gen Z was protesting. They said they're protesting internet disruptions. But eventually, what were they protesting? They were protesting for their future.
You're saying a Nepal-like scenario can happen in India?
If governments continue to fail them, if governments continue to fail the aspirations of people of India, why not? Yes.
Do the people here agree that we could have something like this happening in India?
Well, you never know.
Come on, Gen Z, let's be heard. कितने लोगों को लगता है यहाँ पे होगा Gen Z? नेपाल जैसा? How many people think नहीं होगा?
Well, let's see. The night is still young, let's see.
Okay, let's hope for the best. The night is young, but KT Rama Rao, thank you very much for having come here.
Thank you very much.
Spoken to us here at NDTV Yuva.
Cheers, thank you.